Hey everybody, welcome to the True Crime Squad. I'm Kristi Brewer, here with my sister, co-host, and partner in all things crime, Katie Weaver. Hey Katie,
Hello.
how's it going? How's your Wednesday?
It's great. Yeah, good. I've been super busy on Etsy the last 2 days. Uh, just trying to get so many things posted that I have been promising to post. And then also selling the hell out of things and having to just keep I'm getting packages together today. So I'm gonna put a link in the chat room. And this is just for the main Etsy page, but I did get my spinners posted. I got my hearts
Nice.
posted, but I will tell you there's only 2 hearts left. But,
Wow.
there's a lot more though, that'll be out here by the end of the weekend, but this is what the hearts look like.
Oh
These are my
yes, they're
fused
so
glass hearts.
cute.
Yeah, they look, well, like this, but all different ways. And then, I also posted my greeting cards. I've been meaning to do this
Oh
forever,
yes, they're
but these
so
are
cute.
cards. Yeah. So I made the fused glass ornaments, and then I also designed and made the cards and foiled them in my heat foiler. They're really cool. So
They're so pretty.
anyway,
I got one as a gift and I love it.
yes. So
Gorgeous,
it's
gorgeous.
super fun. And yeah, you guys are buying me out of house and home. I love it. I'm here for it. It's fun.
Yeah, heck
The more I
yeah.
sell, the more I get to make, which is what I enjoy. So, but I
Right, that's
wanted to
kind
show
of the
you
whole
guys the
point, right?
freebie that most of you got today. The freebie uh, is this little
An
octopus.
octopus.
Isn't he
So
cute? Look at his little
cute.
legs. They're little, I'll try and stand him up on my hand. Yeah.
His little tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're so cute. The 3D
Tim's
printed
so
stuff is
cute.
so damn cute.
These came off
Love
the printer
it.
this morning, and I immediately stole them and started putting them in things because I think they're so cute. So, anyway, one of you got a little cupcake that stands up with her own little legs, and anyway,
Aw,
it's all good.
cute. It's all cute as heck, for
Yeah. What have
sure.
you been doing all day?
True crime and working. I don't know if y'all know this or not. I've talked about it a little bit through the Daybell trial because it bothers me a lot. But I'm actually a master energy healer, a real one, and so I see clients by phone, and I've had a
Hmm.
lot of clients today. So I've done a lot of that
Hmm.
working, and then I also, as you know, produce audiobooks and do other like manage book production projects, and I'm in the
Hmm.
midst of one right now. I'm going to be sharing that with you soon because on launch day we will actually have a show, and I'm going to share a little video from the author with you and invite you to check out her books because you will love them. She is hilarious and they are a lot of fun. So I've
Awesome.
been working on all of that as well. So seeing clients and working, and oh, getting back into some aromatherapy. Uh,
Oh, nice.
you know, not the we had a lot of controversy about aromatherapy in the Daybell trial. One of the reasons the Daybell trial is so triggering for me is because there's some real bullshit that goes on in that case that is very close to home
Hmm.
to me. But I actually do like to make essential oil blends, and it's been a while, and I'm going to put some
Yeah.
up on my store. So I was working on those today too.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yes, agreed, Paula. The Daybell cult gave energy work a bad name. What they were doing is not at all what I do in any way.
Yeah.
Oh, potato bodega needs a cleanse after watching the Karen Reed trial, right?
Oh my God.
I need
Whew.
one after the Daybell trial. Major. Do I do the narrating for audiobooks? I don't. I think I actually could, but I have not. I have yet to narrate one. What I do is I help authors who want to uh, narrate their own book and then get it
Mhm.
up on Audible. I do all the production end of it. I record it, I edit it, I know how to master it in a way that it will be acceptable to Audible
Yeah.
so that it gets up on Audible. So, yeah, I do a lot of
Yeah.
that stuff. So yeah, I've actually been really busy today.
Me too.
And I
Yup.
painted my fingernails. I don't even know if you can see them.
Oh, very
I did
nice.
that too. Super exciting. Yeah. So there you go. Well, we probably ought to, kick this off because, God, we've got a lot. We say that every
Mm,
Wednesday, like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on, but it is because there always is so much going on. Oh,
yeah.
Casey says my clients and I were watching True Crime Squad on the television in the salon today.
Oh,
Casey, I love that. Thank you for sharing us. That is
I,
wonderful.
I just hope we didn't traumatize the hell out of you and your clients with that funerary conversation
Oh boy.
yesterday, because good Lord.
Yeah, that was a scary one.
Yeah.
Scary one. Sandwell says since I got cataracts, I listen to audiobooks. The older I get, the more ADD I am. And so I also listen to audiobooks.
Hmm.
I actually don't actually physically read books anymore. Something has happened to my attention span with this forced menopause I am in. And so I listen now, and I love it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Colby
good,
Ryan
Casey.
said,
I'm glad. Yeah.
yes, good. Uh, Colby Ryan said he was looking into doing an audio version of his book. Yeah, well, there are lots of
Hmm.
ways to do it.
And
Uh,
Colby, if you're
oh,
listening, and I'm sure you are, hit up Christy.
I'm
She could
available.
definitely help you with that.
I got the skills. I've got lots of audiobooks out there that I've produced. So, yeah, I am kind of multi talented. Actually, Teresa, what it is that I have ADD. And I really can't just do one thing. I don't even know how to just do one thing. It's not even
Hmm.
within my wiring. So I have to do multiple things. And so I've learned all kinds of things.
Hmm.
EH says, my audiobook was read by a professional reader. Yes. And
Hmm.
that's one of the ways that I do it as well is to hire a, uh, a narrator. Um, and some people want to do it themselves. And some people really should based on the book, but not
Hmm.
always. Oh, Amy, yeah, can't read books anymore. Spinster, same. Yeah,
Hmm.
just listen, man. Just listen. I love the narration. Yes,
Yeah.
British. I love British murder mysteries in audiobook form. They are so
Hmm.
much fun to listen to.
Hmm.
Um, all the different accents and stuff. Really, really fun.
Hmm. Kev says he's decided to blame everything from a sneeze to a fart on having COVID.
I
I
mean,
think
why
that's.
not? Right?
I'm kind of with you. Yeah.
It's funny. Well, some of you did not get to lampoon this photo right here with us. And so let's go ahead and do it. Here is the
Let's do it again.
mugshot of Chad Daybell from Death Row. And it's the only time we've seen any emotion on his dumb face, and it's kind of a weird smile.
What's going on with Chad F. Daybell here?
I'm still going to go with, I think, in some ways, it's relief. This is finally over. Like, he knows what the final outcome is. He's settled into a place he's going to be for a long time. I think it's some of that. Maybe it's just full on derangement at this point. I don't know. What are your opinions?
Oh, I have all kinds of opinions, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, part of me thought maybe they just kind of caught him in between expressions, you know. Maybe he stubbed his toe or, they said stand here or no over there and it made him chuckle like right as they took his picture. I kind of wondered that if somebody just said something that kind of made him laugh. I wondered if they
Mm-hmm.
said say I don't know, firing
Lethal
squad and he
injection?
was like
Right. Maybe they gave him extra happy pills. He's not on any meds that we are aware of. Being
Oh,
on
but he
meds
looks like it, doesn't he?
he
Yeah.
kind of does, but being on meds in jail or prison in Idaho it's not as easy as you might think.
Hmm.
Gas, yes, maybe you're
Like a
right. Maybe
baby.
like a baby. Uh huh. Yes, Amanda says I thought they caught him while walking or talking or something.
Talking.
I wondered
Yeah.
that too if he was just in mid sentence or statement or something.
Mhm. Say,
Uh,
Lori.
Say Lori. Oh my God. Say Storm.
I was gonna say, maybe somebody said we were about to have a big storm.
Right? The wild eyes. I know his eyes are pretty wild. We
Mhm.
we kind of saw that in Lori too with her first
Mhm.
prison mugshot. So maybe they showed
Just
him
said
something shiny.
just said she didn't say they were the prescription ones.
Well, true. Maybe they're not.
This is true.
Yeah, high AF. I know he kind of looks that way too. He's just happy to be away from Pryor, says Tom. Well, I mean,
I
that's
mean,
probably true. We haven't
you
seen
know,
a picture of Pryor, but he's probably even got a dumber smile on his face
oh, I'll bet
for
he
the
does.
same reason.
I'll bet he laughed all the way home and went, I'm done with
Somebody
this
said something
motherfucker.
about giving him dentures to wear. I don't know that he is has dentures. Does anyone? I've seen a couple of people mention that, but do we know that he wears dentures? I've never
Mm-mm.
seen that anywhere. Um,
I'm
it
going to
looks
be
like he's wearing a
honest.
bathrobe from a chintzy spa. That's funny.
As crazy as this all was, I would be gobsmacked if Lori was married to someone with dentures.
Oh, that's true.
It just doesn't fit her. But none of Chad did, so that probably means absolutely nothing. But
I don't know.
yeah.
Zabe says it's a shart face. I mean, could be. Could be planning his first tattoo. Ugh. I know, it doesn't even look like him. It takes you a minute to go, is that actually Chad Daybell? After this, and I'm going to do it. I'll do this.
Yeah.
There it is, resting toad face. After that, for 2 months in court, the hell is this, man?
Interesting. Joelle said he's just trying to show the world that he's unbothered. Sure. You could be right.
You could be, absolutely.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, it does look like he hasn't shaved in a couple days. He's
Yeah.
high on Jesus. Yeah, that could be. That could be. Yeah, his underpants went from light to dark during the picture. I mean, it could be. Denise says I really thought it was AI, right?
When I first saw it and people were like, Chad Daybell's mugshot's finally out, I'm like, that's not Chad Daybell. Wait. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm still dumbfounded. It
Yeah,
doesn't even quite look like the dumb haircut he came into court with. But
it kind of
what do
does.
I know?
It was a pretty bad haircut.
It was a bad haircut. Yeah.
Um, Bethy says he looks amazed he predicted this. Jess said, I would rather look at his mugshot over the leaked Alec Murdoch photos. Ooh, God, he was
Hmm.
terrifying.
Hmm.
Look, pictures of him in prison were terrifying.
The shirtless ones. Oh, yeah.
When the dentures were mentioned, it makes sense why he looked the way he did at trial. But if he wore dentures, he would be wearing them at trial. I mean, he was allowed to dress up, and I've never seen anything to indicate that he does wear dentures. So I don't know.
I have no idea on that. I do
I don't
not
know, but
know.
we all know it's kind of terrifying. Someone earlier said, "Be careful, his eyes follow you around the room." They do.
Hmm.
He's also turned at a weird angle, so he looks like he only has one ear, which is
Hmm.
odd. Um, yeah, VC says he thinks he's going to Disney World. Right? Who the hell knows? Weirdly though, like most prison mugshots, not this jovial by any means.
Hmm.
Just says maybe the Hamburglar guy from the 90s McDonald's before he got his outfit. He smiles and it pulls his jaw up. Yeah, it kind of does. He does have a pretty recessed jaw.
Hmm.
He has a witch's chin.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Oh, right. It was Knott's Berry Farm, not Disney. I'm gonna have that argument,
Oh,
right?
that's right.
He does look kind of baffled, and I think he does kind of look baffled, and maybe he's just I don't know what the fuck's happening, or maybe
Hmm.
I don't know. But it is weird. It's definitely more emotion than we've seen ever out of
I
him.
think maybe they were just detailing with him the menu, and he just discovered that he's not going to be living on Hot Pockets forever.
Okay. I could hear that could be. That could be.
He also gets ramen noodles, so he's pretty excited.
Do we have any pictures of him smiling before prison? Yes, there are some
Mm-hmm.
pictures of him smiling before prison. Yeah, we should do a side by side. We'll do
Let me
that.
see
We'll
what I
put
can
together
find real quick. Yeah.
maybe a head injury, says Jess. Maybe. I mean, who knows? He's on death row now. That's the weird part of this whole thing is that the dude's on death row and this is the look on his face.
Yeah.
He met Bubba. Oh, yeah, he needs his ukulele. Maybe they let him keep Lori's yoga pants. That's terrible and hilarious.
Okay. 1 second. I have a picture. It is a little bit hard because he is not.
Sleepy gross. I just grossed myself out. Oh, what is the book? While Katie's doing that, what is the book on serial killers that we are listening to? It is called. Hang on 1 second. It is called Long Haul. Hunting the highway serial killers, and it's by Frank Figliuzzi. So Long Haul Hunting the Highway Serial Killers. It's on Amazon. I got it on Audible, obviously, because I love audiobooks.
Yeah.
It's really good. I'm almost done with it. Many of you have already finished it. It's really good. Really very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's met
I
his new goddess. Yeah, maybe.
I never read it, and I'm sad. I just couldn't quite get. I'll jump in on the next one. I just couldn't get my shit together fast enough.
The next one will be more organized, where we'll literally have like a conversation once a week about a chapter or something. I don't know. I just threw one up there to get us started because I didn't
Yeah.
have, a lot of energy around it quite yet. Hey, my 2 cents. Glad to see you here. Glad to see all of you here. If you're here live or if you're here after the fact, we're so glad you're all here. How's it going, Katie? Did you find us one?
Yeah, but then I decided I really actually wanted to put it onto a doc together so we could get a true side by side. So
Oh, yes.
I'm
Good
doing that real
idea.
quick. Part of the problem is the pictures of Chad smiling. He's quite a lot fatter in.
Yes, he's lost a fair amount of weight while he's been in jail.
Yeah.
Have we
So
read the book
that's
by Laurie's Juror? No, I have not.
yeah, apparently that's
Oh, Heuermann evidence. We're going to talk a little bit about Heuermann tonight.
mhm.
Not all the evidence, but we're going to talk about a couple of things that have come up with Heuermann.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Ah, okay, yeah. Just heavier, but I can see it.
Yeah.
Definitely same guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, same nose, same chin. Yeah. Same actual turn of his head too, where there's the same ear missing.
Oh yeah, that may be a mannerism he has. Interesting.
Maybe so. Yeah. So there you go. I don't know. Wild.
Wild, but creepy as ever. He does
Mhm.
look like a thumb. Yeah, he does.
Mhm.
He does. And I don't know how much more we'll hear about him for the next while, at least until we hear the um, Supreme Court's ruling on his sentence, and then because his actual like his appeal of his conviction takes years.
Oh yeah.
And who knows? In between time, he may end up. Maybe they'll finally be able to find a way to charge him in Arizona. They certainly aren't giving up on that.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
we know that he has a left ear? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has two. But I know it's weird because he must
That's a
just
good
sort of
question.
turn his face like this in pictures. Maybe
Wouldn't
he
it
will
be
be a witness at
wild?
Lori's trial. Oh, I doubt it, but yeah, that
That
would
would
be
be the
wild.
craziest thing. Yeah.
They won't let him because he's in appeals.
I'm honestly kind of mad at him that he didn't actually speak at his sentencing. Like, fuck you, Chad.
I know.
Really.
Come on, we wanted the crazy moment. We're all
Hmm.
still trying to process what Lori said at hers.
There's no proof of the other ear.
I know that trial was appeal proof. They worked
Mm-hmm.
really, really hard on making sure that it was.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, well, we have so much to get to. I don't even know. Let's see. Where are we going to begin with this? Let me pull up my
How about
stuff
crime?
here. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's a
Talk to us
pretty quick
about
one,
some
but
crime
it's an
stats.
interesting one.
Uh
Yes.
huh.
So, some new crime stats out that are encouraging. Last year, crime plummeted, and this year it has again as well. So, the FBI's Uniform Crime Report has just come out for the first 3 quarters of 2024. And compared to the same period last year, they're saying the murder rate has fallen by 26.4% across the country. That's
That's
huge.
awesome.
Reported rapes, decreased by 25.7%. Robberies fell by 17.8%. Aggravated assault fell by 12.5%. The overall crime rate went down by 15.2%. And property crimes decreased by 15.1%.
That's good.
But the murder rate, 26% decrease. That's incredible.
It is.
That's a
We're
lot of
coming,
numbers.
I think we're coming down back to where we were before COVID because
Uh
I
huh.
don't know if you guys know this or not, but the crime rate went up quite significantly
Mm-hmm.
during the pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're seeing that reduction now. I'm so glad.
Yeah. So I think for all of us that, operate in the true crime world, we should be thrilled to see things like this.
Definitely. Well, it's really important to pay attention to because there are a lot of people screaming in our country that crime is worse than ever and crime blah
Hmm.
blah, and it just isn't true.
It's just
Crime has
not.
been
Yeah.
on the downhill run ever since the 90s when criminal justice reform happened.
Hmm.
And the only real significant increase we've ever seen since then was during COVID.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Stats brought to you by incarceration of Heuermann. Right, Bethy?
It could be.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's see. Let me tell you. Speaking of Heuermann, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with Heuermann. A couple things. First, good lordy, you guys, do you remember this guy, John Ray? He's the attorney
Oh
that
boy.
represents Shannon Gilbert's family. Well, he has called for a press conference tomorrow. Remember the last press conference that kind of alleged, well, a bunch of stuff that the police were like, hey, we weren't really putting any of that out now, and it's not even all been vetted and stuff. Well, he is at it again. And
Hmm.
this time he says he's going to be speaking about the Heuermann family. And he is what is being predicted is that he's going to come out and accuse some of the Heuermann family as being
Yeah.
involved with these murders.
Hmm.
Now, I'm not saying that any of that. Yeah, that's the lawyer that dresses crazy. Yes.
Yes,
And I'm
that's the
not saying
guy.
that anything that he says is true because he does not have the right to be releasing or reporting anything. But we do know that Rex Heuermann was just charged in two more murders. So it's up to six now. Right? I don't know how to feel about John Ray either, Angela, because I don't like the way that he tries to trump the police and the way he
Hmm.
tries to put out information that hasn't been vetted yet. I don't know what the value of that is, you know?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
What are you doing?
Messing everything
No,
up.
some stuff came out today that's pretty interesting. So, one of the new victims he has been charged with is Jessica Taylor. And let's see, where's Jessica? This is Jessica right here.
Hmm.
And what we have learned is that Rex Heuermann was at a Long Island gun club the day before Jessica Taylor disappeared, and her body was found only about a mile from that gun club. So he was there to attend a rifle training event at the Peconic River Sportsman's Club. This is in Manorville. This was on July 20th of 2003, and
Mm-hmm.
this was the day before Jessica Taylor went missing.
Yeah.
And then she was found on July 26th, only about a mile from the edge of the gun club. So
Yeah.
it's just more confirmation that he was in fact there and that he likely located her while he was there, killed her, and dumped her very near the gun club, which is just
Yep.
sad and awful. The gun club is like, whoa, 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 whoa. He's been here. He is not a member.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody's blaming the gun club, frankly, but they're
No.
like, listen, we want to be real clear about this. Rex
Like, he doesn't
Heuermann
even
is
go to
not a
this
member.
school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like that. They're kind of freaked out
Yeah.
by it. Um,
Ah, for good
pretty
reason. Jeez.
pretty interesting though because it really does place him right there at the time that she went missing, and is further evidence of why he has in fact been charged with her
Yeah.
murder. So we'll keep talking about Heuermann. Stuff's just going to keep coming out and keep
Mm-hmm.
coming out about him and about the stuff he's done. And I have no idea where the end will be. Sandy is in the chair next to me. I don't know what she's doing. She's curled up in the chair next to me. She's in here. She's been trying to run in here every single time I come in here today because she thinks it's time for a show.
I think she heard a rumor you're getting kittens. So she's kind of.
I've been talking to her and Mimi about it and about how they need to be nice to their baby sisters and that we still love them just as much even if we bring in baby kitties and all
Mm-hmm.
the stuff you tell your toddlers before a new baby is born basically is what the conversations we've been having.
Mm-hmm.
Sandy
They're
doesn't
over there
really
sharpening up
listen.
their claws. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Sharpening
Pretty
up that
much.
single tooth one of them has. Yeah.
Yeah, Sandy. Yeah, she's got 3 teeth left, but I don't want them to be mean to the babies,
Oh.
but they might be. They probably will be, because well, they probably will be. Okay, with that, Katie, there is some news in the Umpenour Meade case here in Idaho. You want to tell us about that?
Yes, finally some charges. So this is the case of Skylar Meade and oh good lord.
Nick.
Hold on. Nick Umpenour. This is the case in Idaho. We reported on it pretty extensively, but these are the guys who one of them injured himself at the state prison and was taken to the hospital to St. Luke's in Boise, and his pal came out of the woodwork with guns blazing and broke him out, and they took off and drove to northern Idaho and then cut through Montana and all the way back up around and were picked up in Twin Falls this next day. So they were only out like I think it was 26 hours total.
Yeah.
But while they were out, it appeared that they had murdered 2 men.
Mm-hmm.
And so finally, today, some charges were filed. We've been waiting for this because, they already have them in custody, so they'll move slowly. But they have finally filed charges in murders of one of the men, and the other one is coming. So James Monty. So was their first stop, and James was actually listed as a missing person for about 24 hours before they found him. So this was in Nez Perce County. They stopped at a bird preserve where James Monty was walking his dogs, and they ditched their car. They kidnapped James and his car and his dogs, and they drove him to another community where they left his murdered body and or no, I guess they left his body along the way. Sorry, scratch that. They left his body along the way, and then they left his dogs in Orfino at their next stop where they murdered someone else.
It's so weird. Like this was such a
Yeah,
chaotic mess that they were
yeah,
doing. I mean, they immediately connected themselves to both murders by doing that.
yeah.
So strange.
So they will both be extradited to Nez Perce County. Not quite yet, but they will be to stand trial for those charges, and then they will also be indicted in the murder in Orfino, and they'll be at some point they'll have to stand trial there as well. And so justice, of course, for James Monty and for his family. This was so senseless and so terrible,
Yeah.
So, anyway, good luck with them,
These
Nez
men
Perce
need
County.
to,
You're going to hate having them.
yeah. These men need to never ever see the light of day again as far as being out of prison. They're so dangerous.
Oh, they are
What
both
they did,
incredibly violent.
yeah,
They're involved in a white supremacist prison gang that runs through some of the western states. And
yeah,
it just makes them, I think, that much more dangerous. And yeah, but I'm glad they were finally charged with something. Now, hopefully, they'll be charged in the other gentleman's death as well, and
yeah,
also, start getting justice for that family also.
absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see.
Oh, this
Oh,
is James Bonney. I knew I had his stuff and couldn't find it. Yeah, this is James.
yeah. So sad. God, his poor family.
Yeah, 82 years old.
Yeah, just out walking his dogs. Like,
Yep,
mm.
yep.
Well, speaking of Idaho cases, let's talk about former prosecutor Robin Dunn. This jackass right here.
Mm-hmm.
Robin Dunn, who I actually have met and knew back when I worked as a domestic violence advocate. I was an advocate in his county when he was the prosecutor.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you that every single time I met Robin Dunn, I was pretty sure he was either on meth or Ritalin or Adderall or something. I've never met someone who talked as fast as he did. I remember
Mm-hmm.
asking my coworkers the first time I met him, I was like, is he on something? Oh, he's just always like that. He just has ADD. No, that dude was high. And I think
Mm-hmm.
he was just high all the time.
Yep.
So now, Mr. Former Prosecutor, take a look at him one more time. He looks like shit, and he deserves to. He has pulled
Mm-hmm.
some serious bullshit in this community. So he was indicted on federal drug charges last year and has agreed to plead guilty. And he's getting such a sweet deal. And frankly, as a prosecutor, I don't think he deserves to get a sweet deal at all.
Considering the amount of people he put in jail,
Yeah,
no.
for the very things that
Yeah.
he is pleading guilty to. So he
Mm-hmm.
has agreed to plead guilty to count one in his indictment, which is conspiracy to distribute fentanyl and methamphetamine, in return for the prosecution agreeing to drop all other counts and recommend a sentence of 42 months, which is 3.5 years in prison.
Mm-hmm.
He's agreeing to prison, which good, he deserves to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Possible punishments for his crime could be up to 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
At least 3 years of supervised release and a maximum fine of $1 million. So 3.5 years is a pretty sweet deal.
Mm-hmm.
He was he was caught at a local restaurant here, a Sherry's restaurant, with one of his clients, because he was then functioning as a defense attorney at this point,
Mm-hmm.
and was caught with a very intoxicated, very high woman in the Sherry's parking lot in Idaho Falls.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this woman had been nodding off in the restaurant and looked to be under the influence of something, and so somebody saw this situation and called the police, and the police came and found her in a car in a parking lot with, guess who? Rob Dunn.
Mm-hmm.
This woman was Vivian Exler,
Yeah.
and Dunn was her attorney.
Yeah.
Since his arrest, he has not been her attorney, but he had 60 dirty 30s, which is a counterfeit medication that contains fentanyl, and dirty 30s
Mm-hmm.
are deadly. Many people have died in our
Mm-hmm.
community while taking them. He had those on him. He had Xanax. He had alprazolam.
Yep.
He had all kinds of shit on him, and so did this woman.
Mm-hmm.
There was drug paraphernalia out in the open in the car, and there were rolls of aluminum foil in a box on the rear passenger seat. I wonder what that was
Yeah.
for. A red straw with a burnt end and some aluminum foil, meth,
Mm-hmm.
And they were, it sounded like maybe smoking the fentanyl as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they also found, and remember, at this time, he is her defense attorney.
Yeah.
They find in the car a check made out to Vivian Exler
Mm-hmm.
from Rob Dunn for $7,900.
Yeah.
Why would he be paying her?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he is also in trouble for smuggling drugs into the Bonneville County Jail.
Yeah.
Into our jail right here in
Into the
my
jail.
county. What the hell, man? This guy was a
Mm-hmm.
prosecutor for a long time in Jefferson County, which is one
Mm-hmm.
county over from Bonneville.
Yep.
He's a mess.
He is the worst.
And
Yep.
I mean, he was traveling back and forth between Las Vegas and Salt Lake City,
Mm-hmm.
obtaining fentanyl and meth and bringing them back here to distribute them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so bizarre. He has
A prosecutor drug dealer. Great.
yeah, a prosecutor, drug
That's
dealer.
super cool.
And he has some co-conspirators as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Jesus Christ, what a bunch of trash is all I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad he's going to prison, but he really ought to go for longer than this.
He absolutely
Right?
should.
Talk about abuse of power.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you what, meeting him and working with him on domestic violence cases, I really thought he was probably snorting Adderall then,
Mm-hmm.
because of how fast he talked and moved and behaved. It was all very strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just wild shit. So
Mm-hmm.
that's trash Rob Dunn. And
So, have the day you deserve there, Rob
yes,
Dunn.
Absolutely. Katie, got a little update in Sarah Boone. Would you like to tell us about that?
I am going to share some shocking news. You will not believe this. I don't think you can handle what I'm about to say. But this smug little shit's lawyer has filed to be taken off of her case.
I mean, we all knew that was coming, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she was hinting around at it in that hearing we watched the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and the judge just didn't bite.
She told the judge, I have never dealt with anyone like her. She's just terrible. She's just so unprofessional. Will you just tell her to be nice to me and approach me with a softer side? And of course, the attorney was pretty much, yeah. And at that point, the attorney was pretty much like, yeah, she probably needs to represent herself with the guidance of an attorney who is not me. So, the day after she went, yep, that's it. That seals the deal. I'm out of here. Now, they haven't had a hearing yet to let her go, but she's trying to leave. Can't blame her.
Right. So, pretty sure that trial date they set in October, that's not happening.
I don't know. The judge was like, come hell or high water, it's happening.
So maybe he's going to tell her she's representing herself. I don't know. I mean, 8 attorneys. How many attorneys does one person get?
I kind of would like to, at the end of this, just have a compilation of all of the letters she wrote to the judge about all of the attorneys. The 6th attorney was a guy named Frank Bankowitz, and she called him a dud and a buffoon. She's just really something. So trial number 8, or attorney number 8 bites the dust.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't want to go to big prison. You're right, Gran. That's this delay. She doesn't want to accept this as being real and serious, and it is real and serious, and she needs to grow the hell up.
Yeah.
Oh, Jess, you've reached out to the court clerk to see when that letter that she sent on to the judge will be available for FOIA. It would be very interesting to know what the hell that said. 58 friggin' pages, you guys.
Well, that was only part of it. There was a 58-page letter, but then there was a whole bunch of notes of, legal things she'd been learning.
Yeah. Right. Oh, Jess says, I guarantee that Sarah wants them to run a defense or let her testify to things that aren't true. which would violate the ethical rules. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well,
Is she
she just
mentally
will not
unstable?
accept
Yes.
anything.
Yeah.
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 She is mentally unstable, but is she not probably not enough
Oh, not
legally?
enough to not, yeah, represent herself. That she just may get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. She may.
But yeah, she's getting all those letters from fans in South Korea telling her what the laws are. So she knows what's up, you guys. Yes.
Yeah. Like, I
But
mean,
Jess, you have the previous letters? Yes, yes, we do. We would love
yeah,
to
we
see them.
do. Ooh, please send them on, Jess. I didn't know you had them. That would be awesome. I would love to see them. Oh my god. She
If
needs
only for the
prior. Oh,
comedic
good lord.
value. Mm-hmm.
And does Corey Richards have a new attorney now? Yes, she does. Corey
Mm-hmm.
Richards does have a new attorney, yeah.
Casey wanted to know who will be Lori's attorneys in Arizona. Yeah, she has 2 public defenders already.
Three
Actually,
now.
3. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they've just added a third, because of the complicated case status
Mm-hmm.
of her case. Oh
Mm-hmm.
boy. Let's see. Oh, let's talk about George Wagner for a minute. This is the Pike County massacres. This is George Wagner the fourth. He was
Mm-hmm.
already convicted in 2022, and guys, he wants a new trial
Mm-hmm.
because it was not fair. Let me somehow my
Can you
notes
even
for this one
fathom
are not.
that? The
I cannot.
trauma that his trial put everyone through. Those
Well, and
poor
it took
jurors.
3 months
Oh
to
my
get
god.
through that idiot's trial, and now he's trying to get a new trial. Now, it's not like super surprising because people, apply for these things, but some stuff has just come out about what their what their reasoning behind it is, and this stuff is kind of interesting. Um, here are their main points. Jurors who were more likely to sign a death penalty verdict and were statistically more likely to enter a conviction were selected, and then the death penalty option was removed.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, because they did take the death penalty off the table for him. So, we just watched that happen in Chad's trial.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some studies around that people that are willing to give the death penalty are more likely to convict. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if that's going to go anywhere, but that is one of the things they're saying. Um, of the jurors who did serve, 2 of them had direct personal connections to the victims. That Jake Wagner and his family, and his father, Billy Wagner, yeah, they leave George's name out of this, shot to death in their sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what the connections are, but that's what they're alleging.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then they basically just get pissed about the state, presenting their evidence,
Yep.
saturating the minds of the jurors with images of faces they had seen before in their daily lives, now gruesomely dead. Yeah, that's what a murder trial is about. Um,
It
you
kills
know,
me when people don't want evidence shown that could be injurious to their case when
right.
it
Well, and
is
remember,
literally what they did.
this is a conspiracy case.
Yeah.
So, of course, it was kind of like how Chad's trial, there was a lot of stuff presented that was
Mm-hmm.
about Lori and Alex.
Mm-hmm.
And this was similar, that they'd already inundated them with all kinds of stuff before they started talking about George's
Yeah.
involvement and their scheme to commit these crimes together. Well, that's just the state proving their conspiracy. I don't think they've got any standing there at all. Um, and
Mm-hmm.
then they say during closing arguments, the state accused defense counsel of knowing that George was lying and coaching his testimony. So that is their standing at this point to try to um, seek a new trial. I don't
All
know
I
that it's
can
really going to
say is,
go anywhere.
yeah, good luck. It'll never happen.
I don't think that it will. And, Billy Wagner, the dad, his trial is now starting in January 2025. I hope.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers crossed. Because it keeps getting pushed back. But right now, that's where we're at with it. But I don't know. That stuff sounds very much like the complaints we've heard about Chad and Lori's trials, but it's like, dude, these are conspiracy trials. They have to prove the conspiracy. That is how it works.
Yep.
Alan says, I got kicked off the jury pool today. Really? Oh my goodness.
Was this for sassing the judge? Not showing up? Being a true crimer? We must know.
We must know. Oh, or some other reason. Yes, this is the Roden family case. Yeah, this is the Roden family, the Pike County massacre case. George was convicted in 2022. So now we're starting to see something go,
after
forward
a
in his.
gruesome, grueling, awful trial.
And the longest trial in the history of that state. Like, I just cannot imagine that they're gonna get anywhere with
The
that.
evidence is, dare I say it, voluminous.
Oh God, it is. Well,
There's
there were 9
so
victims.
much. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And then, so Billy, the last one to be tried, the dad, we'll see what happens with his case. Hopefully in January 2025, we're actually going to see that trial. It just pisses me off that they're going to put that community through it again, that this jackass can't take a plea. Because remember, Jake and the mom pleaded. It's pleaded. And now these 2 men have insisted on going to trial, even though their family members are actually testifying against them.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's like they're just traumatizing the community on purpose because they can at this point.
I know. But I think that about Chad Daybell too. I mean, why the hell did he go?
Yep. Thank
Oh,
you,
Alan
Jess.
said it was in St. Helens, Washington, and it was just a drunk driving case. Well, interesting. Why didn't they want you on there, Alan? I'm curious.
Right?
All I have to do is put my profession as podcaster, and they just don't even. They let me show up, but man, I was out of there quick. Yeah, it was okay. Let's see here.
Okay.
Katie.
So Jess did post those in case suggestions on Discord, guys, if you want to go look through them. And we will too. I'm sure we'll do an episode on them.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Alan
Katie
said, I may have said something to the effect that there wouldn't even be a case if someone didn't do something.
Oh, got you.
If this bitch hadn't been drinking, we wouldn't all be here.
I got you. That's true.
Yes.
Katie, there's a rather unsettling update in the Gabby Petito case.
Yeah, so the FBI just released a whole bunch of evidence from her case. And there's some interesting stuff in there for sure. One thing is that they found near her body a couple of things, some arrows, and I'm going to show it to you. This is a revolver speed loader. I'll show you a clearer picture.
Oh, okay.
It was something like this. It was also loaded. Now, this isn't a firearm. This is a tool to load a firearm. And just so you know, it was a revolver that is believed to have, that Brian Laundrie used to unalive himself. So he actually had multiple guns, but it was the revolver that was registered to him that was missing that they do believe was the one that he used on himself. But at any rate, there was one of these jobbers near Gabby's body. How strange is that? And some arrows, weirdly.
Super weird.
There was also, let's see. In the van, there was a bunch of ammo. There was 38 rounds of Greco 357 mag ammunition in a cigar box. And then if you see in this picture, that looks to me like brass knuckles.
Yeah, it does.
Those would be the kinds of things that...
Why did he have all that stuff with him?
He may have hit Gabby with. Well, it's interesting because on a cross-country trip like that, you're entering many states with guns that aren't registered to you in that state. I'm not sure how that works, but I believe that that's problematic.
It is.
But then again, you're going on a cross-country trip like that and just camping in your van. maybe you would feel the need. But I just
Right.
don't think that somebody like Brian needed to be running around with a gun, obviously.
Mm-mm. Well, and weirdly, Gabby wasn't shot. She was strangled.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he had all that stuff with him. Yes,
Hmm.
actually, we just learned that in Long Haul, the book we're listening to or reading right now. It's why truckers can't carry guns. Some do,
Yeah.
but many of them don't
Hmm.
because they can't be compliant in every state they go into
Yeah.
with a gun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an issue.
Oh,
They also
oh yeah,
found
St. Helens, Oregon. Sorry, Alan.
they also found a letter that Gabby wrote to Brian. I'm going to show it to you. You can't really read it. This must have happened before they left on their trip. They'd had a fight, and she was basically pumping him up that he's
Mm.
just such a good guy and she just loves him. And she's sorry she got mad about a piece of paper and come home and stop crying and come home.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Stop crying and come home. Really? Okay. And she wrote it to Batman.
Is that what she called him?
I guess.
Oh, good God.
Yes. She
He's
said,
Batman.
here's one of the things it said. You know how much I love you so, and I'm writing this with love. Just please stop crying and stop calling me names because we're a team and I'm here with you. I'm always going to have your back. Sorry I got upset over a dumb piece of paper.
Oh my Lord.
Stop calling me names. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hell.
And then on the second page, it says, I hope you understand when I'm upset, it's because you make me love you too much. Now stop crying and come home and say you love me with a big hug. I love you. Whew.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. That is just heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm. There were also some drawings from Brian's notebook that was found after he had died, after he unalived himself, and there's a piece of paper that says "Trust no one" and a drawing of a skull surrounded by the word "kill."
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah. Name calling is a form of abuse, Griffin. Agreed.
yeah. Also, this drawing was in his notebook. I tried to clean it up and make it a little easier to see. My efforts I
Wow.
actually went back to the original because I didn't think my efforts really helped very much. But I think that's kind of interesting too. I don't know. What do you guys see?
The roses, a shake, hands. Is
A rear
that
view,
corn?
yeah, a rear view mirror with something hanging from it at the
Yeah.
top.
Maybe a
The
phone
heart,
charger?
yeah, the heartbeat monitor.
Mm hmm.
It looks like a tattoo on the person's arm that says "Let it be"
Mm hmm.
or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Looks like a CD, maybe, up in the
Maybe.
corner or up towards the top.
Maybe it may be money? Hmm.
Maybe. Oh,
Interesting.
yeah, that could be money. Yeah, yeah. Rearview mirror van life. That's a good thought, Angela. Yeah, let it
Mm
be. That's
hmm.
what Jess is seeing too.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Interesting, huh?
Very. Wow.
Yeah. So, no smoking gun, as it were. We didn't need one. We're all very clear on what
Fran says
happened to
that that
Gabby,
is the
but
tattoo that Gabby had on her arm, that she had let it be on her arm.
oh, did she? Okay. Interesting. Hmm. See, I kind of
Weird.
thought just to the right of the hand is the outline of a face, so like of a man's face.
Oh, kind of. Yeah.
Like a cartoony, like a big chin, but maybe I'm wrong because that kind of looks like eyes.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell,
I'm
I
not
don't
really
know.
sure.
But
Weird.
this was in the notebook, so who knows?
Yikes.
where his mindset was. But
Yeah.
anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah. Very. Oh, I wanted to go back to something that Teresa was telling us about Pike County. I can find that. About the Wagners. Pike County is very small, and yes, everyone is pretty much related in some way. The trial should never have been here in the first place. I have always wondered why they didn't move it. And there were requests for Billy Wagner, his trial coming up. They've asked to move it, and it was denied. And I
Mhm.
get that, like, the community wants to be the ones to render a verdict on these folks,
Mhm.
but it does in a small place, like I think about with Fremont
Yeah.
County with Chad and Lori, same issue that you run into, that everybody knows each other, people are related, they have multiple relationships where they know each other from work and from church and from, other places as well.
Mhm.
So, yeah. So it's not surprising that a couple of those jurors might have been related to the Roden family.
Mhm.
Oh, Compatible Pet has come in late. Not sure what we're talking about, but really is enjoying whatever's going on in the chat.
Well,
Please
okay.
take a minute to click like. It does really help us.
Mhm.
We appreciate that so much. And we just have a couple other things. A little update in the Madeline Soto case.
Mhm.
So that is the cases against Stephen Stearns, and prosecutors will seek the death penalty
Mhm.
in that case, and they now have
Good.
evidence that he had been sexually abusing Madeline Soto for years um, before he killed her.
Yep.
I'm just going to show you a picture of her. She's such a beautiful little girl. This is Madeline Soto. This happened back in February, so
Yep.
they will be seeking the death penalty there. And then one last thing in Dylan Rounds. So Dylan Rounds was a case local to us. You guys
Mhm.
might have remembered that case.
Yeah.
His body was just recently located, and the man who killed him has pled guilty. His name is James Brenner, and he'll be
Yeah.
sentenced on July 1st. And Candace Cooley, who is Dylan Round's mother, has said she is not going to attend the sentencing and she's not going to speak. She said that he is an evil man and will probably enjoy hearing the pain and suffering that he has put her family through. And she is not going to give him the satisfaction of that, and she's not going to go.
Good for you,
Thought it was an
Candace.
interesting. I mean, let her be in charge of the situation in at least some way.
Yep.
They were able to finally have a memorial for Dylan on Memorial Day weekend, and she talked
Mhm.
about what a relief it is to at least know um, where he is
Yep.
and to be able to have a memorial for him and start to move forward. And she said she
Mhm.
and her family, they're ready to do that.
Yep. Good for Candace. Do it her way.
Yeah, I think so too. I think she should do whatever feels right to her in that
Yeah,
situation.
for sure. Cat's Got My Tongue said Gabby's folks all got the same Let It Be tattoo on their arm. Good for them.
That's
That's
right.
awesome.
They did. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah.
Yep.
So good for
On
them.
the Soto case, I agree. Mom needs to be charged. There is a lot there
Agreed.
with her. Something else that came out in court docs this week with her is that she had been telling Madeline that the day she turned 18, she would be uh, disowning and evicting her.
My God.
I hate it when parents do that.
Right? What the
Yeah.
hell is wrong with people?
Hmm.
Oi. Oi, oi.
But yeah, it's hard to imagine she knew nothing. I agree that there needs to be more of a hard look at her,
Yeah. There's real bad
especially
history there,
because
obviously.
one of the other things they found was a room, apparently in evidence, it's showing that there was a room that was specifically where he was abusing Madeline that had like tools and sex toys and stuff in it that were his.
Like, gross, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just hideous.
Hmm.
Well, they're going for the death penalty with him, so we shall
Good.
see when that comes to trial. We'll be keeping an eye on that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I cannot
Yeah.
stop yawning. But I think
Well,
that's everything, right? We've
I
covered it all.
I looked through our notes and we definitely covered everything we came to talk about for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We will be
Tammy
back.
Tammy said if she had her way, her kids would still live with her or next door. Right? Yeah.
Right. I know. To just tell it and to tell your young child that, like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
GSI said in many cultures, parents are against kids thinking 18 means they are adults. Really, are they adults? Because the doctor still send me the bills. Yeah, me too.
right. Yeah, yeah. Are they really? No. I mean, those of us who have parented 18-year-olds, we know they're really not yet at all.
No, particularly
Um,
boys. Boys have not launched at 18. They just have
no.
not.
No, not at all. That is very true. We will be back tomorrow with a
Yeah.
case you have probably seen. It is the why can't I think of what the name of the case? One moment, please, and I will tell you. Because it's one that just happened, and it is a really sad and just difficult case, but it is also an absolutely horrific case.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is the one at the grocery store, the woman that stabbed the 3-year-old boy and his mother. I can't
Oh,
remember, something
yes.
Eagle grocery store, something Eagle
Hmm.
grocery store. Anyway, we will be covering that tomorrow and showing you her initial
Yes.
hearing, which, oh my God, it's one of the scariest things I've ever seen. The look on her face
Oh.
and her smiling and the way that things have gone with her at her bond hearing, terrifying. So join us for that tomorrow, plus other things.
Hmm. Yep.
We appreciate all of you so much being here with us live and after the fact as well. So we will be live again tomorrow on Thursday at 3
Yep.
p.m. Mountain.
Yes.
Now, we want to tell you something. Here in a couple weeks, this show on Wednesday nights is going to be moving from 7 p.m. Mountain to 6 p.m. Mountain
Hmm.
because we want to give you like a schedule that makes sense. So we'll be 6 p.m. on Monday and Wednesday, 3 p.m. on Tuesday, Thursday. So we'll
Hmm.
probably finish out June at 7 p.m. Mountain, and then come
Hmm.
July, we're going to move to 6 p.m. Mountain.
Yep.
So just be aware of that. We wanted to give you all a heads up because we have done this case update show at 7 for 5 years.
Yeah.
So
Forever.
we want to give you a little heads up about that. So, but
Hmm.
yeah, we're trying to get our schedule a little more consistent. Yes, the Wade Wilson case. It only Giant Eagle. Thank you, Giant Eagle. I could not think of
Yes.
what the first word. The Giant Eagle case. So we will be talking about that. And yeah, we'll be talking about Wade Wilson too. Wade Wilson was convicted very quickly
Hmm.
and now is headed into penalty phase because it is a death penalty case. So
Hmm.
we'll
Yes.
be we'll be talking about that as well. We just haven't had a chance to fully cover it quite yet,
Yeah.
but we'll get there. We're
Yeah.
definitely still playing catch up a little bit.
Yeah. We are getting there though. And Jamie, yes. So, and thanks for saying that. So that will, yeah, it'll make the launch or the watch party an hour earlier as well, which
Yeah,
we're hoping
starting in
will make it
July.
easier. Yep. Starting in July for all of you
And
guys.
then the watch party will actually be next Wednesday.
Hmm.
We don't know what it's going to be yet, but we will be
Yeah.
putting that out. But the watch party will be next Wednesday right after the show.
Hmm.
And it still will be at 7 this month, but next month it will be at 6.
Well, the watch party will be at 8:15
Or the
this month.
watch party.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll be at 8:50. Sorry.
Right
Got too
after
many
this show.
times in my head now. Right after this show. There you go.
You got it.
All righty. Well, thank you all so very much for being here. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, leave us a review. If you want to support us, you can do that at truecrimesquad.com. We have
Hmm.
about 100 extra episodes over in Patreon. If you're looking for more True Crime Squad, we've got lots of
Hmm.
stuff over there. Go to patreon.com and just search us, or go to truecrimesquad.com. You'll see there's an icon there to get there. That's a great way to support us and to get some extra content. So
Hmm.
we try to be everywhere that we possibly can be, and we appreciate all of you being here with us tonight.
Yeah. So the watch parties will remain. They're just going to be an hour earlier since
Yeah.
this show will be an hour earlier. The watch parties will be an hour earlier. So
Yep.
that'll hopefully be better for folks that it's not going so late at night. And spoiler
Yep.
alert, by the way, for me, for
Ooh.
Patreon, one of my Patreons this month is a compilation of people trying to be sovereign citizens and their smackdowns in court
Oh. Oh, I
videos.
love those.
It's going to
That
be
sounds
great.
great.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Sounds awesome.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, you guys, you know it. We are the True Crime Squad. Thanks for being here.
Take care.